All right, we're back, and we got a very, very special guest in the building. This one is very special because we got a long time together, man. Matter of fact, I want to give him a round of applause before we start this episode. And he's not just a person that's been in my life for a long time. He's actually family, man, and I appreciate you coming out here today, bro. It's been a long time coming, and this person, this individual, knows me like literally since like yay high. When someone says they know you since yay high, this is one of those people right here, and I appreciate you, man, for being in my life. And always supporting the cause and the movement and everything I've done in my life. And let them know who you be, man. Before we get into the intro, I want them to all know who you are. And let them know your name. You know,
most people know me as Bryan the BarBer official, man. But just Bryan, you know what I mean? Plain old Bryan from back in the days, from the block. Just do a couple of things, man. And yeah, a lot of people know me from J-Lo's video.
J-Lo's video. Now, what, you was dancing in the video, or what you was doing?
Nah, I was basically like a prop, man, like just playing a fan on the video. You know what I mean? It came out, went viral, and
yeah, that's fire. That's fire. So you was so how did that come about? Like, how did you end up getting that connection? Like, how did you end up in the video? More or less?
So I was on
I mean, we don't want to give too much away, but more or less, how did you get the connect? Like, how did you end up?
It wasn't really like through a connect. It was really direct. I was on Castle Hill working at the barbershop, and I was just finishing a haircut. And
wow, that's fire.
My homeboy Jose, he goes, "Yo, Lumi D is filming."
Shout outs to Jose.
Big shout outs to Jose, man. He out in Michigan right now. Jose was like, "Yo, Lumi D is filming a video across the street." So I was like, all right, cool. So we standing in front of the barbershop, we watching, and Shorty gets closer, and I'm like, oh, I know who that is. That's not Lumi D. I'm like, yo, that's Jennifer.
That's so Jose didn't even know who she was. Yeah.
He's like, yo, Lumi D, because he just seen a short girl, you know what I mean? I'm like,
yo, that's funny as hell.
And it happened on Newball Avenue, right on Castle Hill and Newball. She was right across, filming right there by the booth.
So for those of you who don't know, Castle Hill is actually in the Bronx, and that's where J-Lo is actually from, correct?
And you know, all of us from the Bronx, we talk with names of blocks and everything. Exactly. So if you know your block, you know your block, you know your hood.
And I used to live on Leland, by the way, and Watson.
Yeah, Leland and Watson. It was right there by White Plains Road. Yeah,
that's crazy.
And yeah, so she was at the booth across the street. I told Jose, yo, you want to meet her? Come on, let's walk over there. I used to go to school in Holy Family, and her mother was one of the teachers there. She was like a first grade teacher. She also was my counselor. She's like, she will help me with like therapy through things that I was going through in life and all that, man. So yeah, that's how that happened.
So it's like it was meant to be. Like the universe like realigned you.
Yeah, some way, somehow. Yeah, some way somehow, man. I can't complain really about my life. You know what I mean? I don't really regret anything. It's led me to a lot of opportunities in life. Open doors for me. It's just along the way. You know, we all make mistakes. We learn, gain experience, and just move forward.
Facts, man. Yo, so this is going to be a very interesting episode. We got a lot of great stories for y'all. This is episode 19. We're going to get into this intro real quick, man. Bryan the BarBer, it's an honor to have you on my platform once again. And, man, let's get into it, man. It's been long overdue, and you already know what it is. Jmack Experience Podcast, episode 19. Bryan the BarBer, we here.
Welcome to the Jmack Experience Podcast. This show is for motivational purposes only. However, we will not be politically correct, but our goal is to inspire those who listen and watch the show. Thanks for tuning in. Please be sure to follow us at the Jmack Experience Podcast and email us if you would like to be a guest on our platform at the Jmack Experience Podcast at gmail.com. Peace.
All right, man. Once again, I want to thank you for being on the Jmack Experience Podcast.
Thank you for having me, man. Giving me this opportunity on your platform, man. And another thing, congratulations again on this podcast and what you're doing, man. Keep doing it. Keep striving. You know, you always got my support 100%, no matter what. You know how we do.
That's real shit. That's real shit. Now, how have you been, man? Mentally, physically?
I've been good mentally, man. I mean, you know me for a pretty long time, and you know how we used to live, where we come from. And what we used to be about, you know. So coming from all that and turning everything into a positive, and nowadays having the opportunity to help the youth, help people grow, and not make those mistakes that we made you know, we come from a different generation. We didn't really have no social media. Everything was face to face. And there was a lot of more fights as far as difference from what society is today. You know, there was a lot of gangs in our days.
Yep.
A lot of racism as well. So we had a lot of obstacles to just jump over. You
Now this is growing up. For those who don't know, because you know we know each other very well, but for those who don't know, you're talking about growing up in New York City.
New York City, the Bronx. Between the Bronx, for me, I say fortunately because I had the opportunity of growing up between the Bronx and Puerto Rico. So
you were back and forth. Okay.
You know, a back and forth thing. So I had both styles. You know, so when people look at me, they're like, when I talk English, they're like, yo, where your accent from? That shit sound like it's from New York.
So you a New Yorican?
So I'm a real New Yorican, born and raised in the Bronx, New York, Lincoln Hospital. I'm a Lincoln Hospital baby.
That's dope. That's dope. Shout outs to Lincoln Hospital, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's in the South Bronx.
That's in the South Bronx over there by 149 and the concourse. Basically 2-minute walk from the hub, what we call the hub, 3rd Avenue.
3rd Ave, that's what I was gonna say. That's right. And there's a lot of b-ball players from out there too, right? We
got a lot of people that came out the Bronx. A lot of people don't even know that Calvin Klein and Polo came out of the Bronx, man. Yeah. Calvin Klein used to go to Columbus High School.
Wow, that's crazy.
There's a lot of people, and Polo used to go to Stevenson.
That's crazy.
That's even crazier. So.
And then hip hop obviously started in the Bronx.
Hip hop started in the Bronx.
Can't forget that.
I grew up around the era. I was born around the time that it was actually starting to come to life. It was starting to. So by the time 80s. I was like 7, 8 years old in the late 80s, I was around it. You know what I mean? I seen the B-boys. I used to live on 151 Cortland and Morrow's.
Wow.
So I seen it. I seen
all the evolve.
DJs. I seen it evolve. You know what I mean? I grew up in the rubble, what we call the rubble. The rubble means the Bronx was burnt down at that time. So all the Jewish landlords used to take the buildings and burnt them down for insurance. So like the Bronx was like, it was the burnt out Bronx.
It looked like a third world country.
It really did. It really did, man. And I look back at pictures, and I'm just like, damn, man, I can't believe we actually lived through that. You know what I mean? And I'm like, and then I would jump over to Puerto Rico, and in Puerto Rico, we would just.
It was beautiful, right?
It was beautiful, though. Even though you were in the hood, but it was still beautiful. You know what I mean? Like I was just like, damn, this is crazy. How I'm going from this to this, and that also evolved me into finding myself and who I am to myself. You know, so it takes time, man. It takes time. For some people, they find themselves a little bit much earlier. For other people, it just takes, depending on the obstacles of life you have and what you have to overcome.
Now, quick question. So you grew up, so I want to say you were born and raised in the Bronx, and then you were going back and forth to PR. Were you going to school in both places?
And also Florida, too. We lived in Florida for 2 years. 80, I believe, from 88 to 89, we lived. Or maybe mid 87, from what I believe. I remember looking on my mom's photos the other days, and it was 87 to 89. We went in Florida, Miami.
Okay.
Down by Miami Beach. We was actually living on Northwest 7 in Collins.
And then at that time, there was still a lot of Cuba. There wasn't a lot of Puerto Ricans over there.
I mean, I was still a kid, so I don't really remember.
Oh, you were too young.
I was like 7, 8, about 8, 9 years old around there.
So you said just 2 years in Florida.
2 years in Florida.
And you came back to New York?
Nah, my mom was working in the hotel industry, so she had a lot of connections. She was actually making a living.
Gotcha.
And she was the only one that was like really there for us, like making sure we had a shelter on our back, doing what a mother had to do. You know.
Shout outs to your mom, by the way, man.
Big shout outs to my mom.
She's a hard worker.
She's a very hard worker, and because of her, I work the way that I work, and I do what I do. Because I just saw a strong woman, you know what I mean? My father wasn't really the man around the house like that. Yeah. That's another story. You can read the book later on.
yeah, we're going to get into that. So he does have a book coming up, but we're going to lead our way into all that. Okay, so this was the 80s and then going into the 90s. And now we're going to go back to the Bronx. Now, so obviously when you were in the Bronx growing up, what were your hobbies? What were you into doing?
I mean, I was really into basketball. That was my thing.
You started with basketball.
I really didn't want to do what most of my family members or other people, friends around, close friends from the family, or other people we just met. I didn't really want to do what they were doing. So I knew there was a way out of poverty. It was my mother doing everything, and she fed us. She put clothes on our backs. She did a lot. And she barely had time to spend with her kids. You know what I mean? She gets home, she has to cook. She has to do prepare us for the next day to get us to school. So it's like the minimal time we have with my mother.
So she did everything.
So it's two of us too. I got a sister too. So imagine handling two kids and you're basically handling everything: the rent, the bills,
that's crazy.
Cooking, making sure your kids is good. It's a lot on one person. You know what I mean? She didn't really have the support of my father. So growing up in those days is just like I had to find a way. I was just looking at the situation like, damn, this man is not really helping my mother.
Right.
And then I was like, what can I do to help out the situation and we could get out of this situation? Right. So I used to watch Jordan.
So that I was gonna ask, who's your favorite basketball player?
So I used to watch Jordan from his high school days.
Nice.
And then Jordan didn't really get nice till like probably his last 2 years in North Carolina.
Yeah.
That's when he really.
A lot of people don't know Jordan. Jordan wasn't even a good basketball player.
He wasn't.
Yeah.
His high school days was horrible. Bro. And a lot of people don't know that. But I used to watch his career and I saw his growth and I see what he did. And then
determined.
The turmoil was somebody told him something and they told him that he couldn't do it. So he got a thing with that. And that just drove him crazy and made him better. Yeah. So I used to watch his growth. So I started mimicking a lot of stuff. Like when you used to see me play ball, I used to mimic a lot of Jordan moves. And I would actually mimic his workout too. Yeah. So a lot of people don't know that I kept this shit secret forever. I took a ballet class.
You did? Yeah, to be on your toes?
To fly high.
That's crazy.
Game my up. So I started taking ballet class. I started taking basketball really, really serious.
And it's good for balance too, right?
It's ballet? Good for balance, yeah.
And then what happened?
From there, during my junior high school days in Holy Family, I was playing basketball. So I just took a really interest in it. I got a scholarship.
That's good.
That scholarship was for a basketball program in St. Raymond's.
Wow.
St. Raymond's, I went through some stuff too.
And now St. Raymond's, this is high school, right?
This is high school. So now I'm in the summer programs. I'm entering a lot of tournaments, gauchos, Riverside Park on the West Side Highway over there. There's another court there that's very well known. Fordham Prep, the basketball
very
league
prestigious
there.
School for
Yeah. So I was really looking into all these programs and getting into basketball camps and all this and really taking basketball because I was like, basketball is going to take me out.
What position did you play, if you don't mind?
So I'll play either a small forward or shooting guard.
Nice.
Either of those two. In my junior high school days, since I was the tallest, I would either play a power forward or I'll play center.
Nice.
So those were my positions that I would play. But when I got to high school, there were way taller guys than me, so they would put me in shooting guard or small forward. And so I wasn't scared to hit that rim, man. I wasn't scared of a 7-foot tall guy. I wasn't scared.
He was out there.
Yeah, when I was in St. Ray's, I already had scouts looking at me. There was an issue in St. Ray's that happened, and I was attending summer school. I was taking a program, and the teacher goes, "Oh, I didn't do my homework, blah, blah, and I signed." I'm like, dude, that shit is signed by my mother. I took a whole pamphlet. They took me to the principal. They called my mother. Mother came, everything. They banned me from the school for doing no homework. I lost my scholarship.
Homework?
Yeah, for some bullshit.
They try to play.
But it was really a racial issues because it was me and another gentleman from my school. He was black. He also lost his scholarship. He was black, and I was the Spanish kid. I was the Puerto Rican kid. So both of us lost our scholarship over a racial incident, and so we just left it like that. I ended up telling my moms, forget about paying for more private school or whatever. Like, you know what I mean? You alone, you know what I mean? I could deal in public school. So I ended up going to Lehman.
Lehman High School. The good old Lehman, baby.
That's how I ended up in Lehman. So I ended up at Lehman. I tried the basketball team there, but it was
Rest in peace to Mr. Leader.
Yeah.
You know he passed away.
He passed away?
Yeah.
I heard now, man, Mr. Leader, man.
He was the man.
I'm not gonna put you on blast, Leader.
Oh, damn. Nah, don't do him like that.
I'm not going to do it. Rest in peace, man. That was a cool principal, though.
He was cool.
Yeah, he was cool.
So
man.
what happened?
He was for the kids.
You get to now. This is your first time in public school.
So this is my first time. Not my first time in public school. It was probably about my third time in public school. Okay. Because I did go to public. I went to 2 private schools in Puerto Rico and 1 public school in PR too. And then here too, when I got back in '91, I ended up going to PS 130. And then from PS 130 is how after that I ended up in Holy Family. because my mother had moved from the South Bronx to, first we moved to Trasnek. Then from Trasnek, we lasted there a year. By the time I was in 6th grade in Holy Family, we ended up moving to Lyon, which is like the Castle Hill area, Sariga, all that over there. So that's how we ended up over there for many years. But yeah, man.
How was the transition when you get to Lehman?
The transition, I tried the basketball team. So I tried the basketball team freshman year up to sophomore year. It was weird because it was Division 3. It wasn't Division 1. So coming from Division 1, where you're gonna have more exposures to many other opportunities and colleges and universities, big university. My thing is, I wanted to go to North Carolina. I wanted to follow Jordan's path. I was actually following.
You want to hit the NBA?
Yeah. So that was my thing, the NBA, the go pro, and I was really good at basketball. And also DJing too, but we talk about that later.
Yeah. You did a few. You had a few tricks in the hat.
Yeah, man. God has gifted me with many things. It's a blessing to have all the gifts that I have and be able to do everything that I know. And the knowledge that he gives me, man, is just a blessing. We don't realize that till later in life. You know what I mean? You have to, as a young kid, you have to, como nosotros decimos, coger cantazo and aprender.
Coger cabeza.
Yeah.
Not to cut him off. He actually was my role model growing up. He's the one that introduced me to a lot of things. He inspired me to rap. He inspired me to do hip hop. So just not to cut you off, but I want to put that out there and give you your props because if it wasn't for you, I probably wouldn't be doing music.
But it's always I always seen, you know, I'm a good-hearted person, and a lot of people probably misinterpret me because they see me as a serious person, or I just don't have a lot of emotion for certain things. But it's like, if you get to know me, you see everything that I've been through in life. You know what I mean? What I've seen, what I've done, even with family, like my mom's, my pops, like the household was. It wasn't how we say it was a toxic household,
like a broken home.
It's a broken, it's broken home. You know what I mean? A lot of arguments, a lot of things. I'm not gonna go too deep because it goes really deep. But yeah, the transition from there to from private school to Lima was that there was really no opportunity.
Did it discourage you?
It really discouraged me because going from a Catholic school where those doors are open. When you go to the gym and you're playing, there's a crowd.
Right.
Division 3 public school, you don't got. There's probably about 2-3 people sitting on a bench just watching. You know what I mean? There's no scouts. There's nothing. It's really hard to get the attention from a Division 3 program. It's a big difference. It's a really big difference. So it's like, damn, man, you really got to be nice. So they kind of discouraged me, and later on, I got into another basketball program and that was actually back in St. Raymond. So I got into this basketball one evening. Coming out of there, a lot of people. I got banged in the leg. There was 2 gangs, like rival gangs, 106.
Okay.
Yeah. So that kind of even hurt my career even more. So I went through 1 year therapy.
So you got for those of you who know, you got shot in the leg.
Yeah, I got 2 scars.
Oh man, so that kind of
that didn't go through. It was just like they grazed my leg. Yeah, they grazed my leg. So
but it's considered an injury, right?
Yeah, but it hit the top shin bone and it kind of damaged it. So it was a big graze, like.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like in and out.
So now,
so that kind of hurt me. And,
does this disqualify you now from kind of making it in the NBA?
It doesn't disqualify me. I probably kept doing therapy. Physical therapy and gotten better. But being at the age that I'm 42 now, so being at this age, I feel the pain in my legs still. So every time I walk or I run, anything like that, the pain starts coming in, and it's not the same. So this was the leg that I used to jump.
Oh,
so
that you used to lead with?
Yeah, so I lead with this leg and jump with this leg, and you know I could do what I do. But after a while, I saw the difference, and I'm like, I'm not gonna be able to play the same. So I got really discouraged. I ended up dropping out of high school.
Damn.
And then I was just depressed for a while, man. I also took pills to commit suicide. A lot of people don't know that. That's something that I'm gonna be talking about in the book as well. Thank God for my mother being there.
She helped you get through that?
She actually, dude, that day she put her fingers straight down my throat so I could throw all those pills out, bro. It was crazy. You know,
so you were like really going through it.
I was going through it. Yeah, I was going through it. I was like, yo, my dream's been taken away. Like, this is all I wanted to do. This is what was gonna get us out. and this and that. And
you felt like there was no other way.
Yeah, man. And I really didn't want to do the other things, you know what I mean? But later in life, when I turned, I say anywhere around 16, is when I really started getting into like.
You start DJing at this point?
I was DJing. And I was doing the clubs. I was like probably the youngest DJs. Remember Who's on First?
Yeah.
I used to take your stepbrother.
That was
over
the
there.
spot right there.
Who's on First? I used to DJ around clubs and everything. And
how'd you get into DJing? Before we go into that, who got you into that?
It came to me at an earlier life. This is the only good thing I say that you know what I mean. I look at it as a positive in a way. You know what I mean. My pops wasn't really in my life, but he left me the fact music? That music, he always introduced music. He was himself. He was in a rock band earlier. Nice. He knows how to play the piano. He knows how to read music, how to write music. So music has been around me at a young age. And he always used to have these turntables.
In the crib?
In the crib with a mixer, the piano next, and drum set. And what else he had? Guitar, because he knows how to play guitar too and all this. So music always, but I always used to play with the turntables more.
To fuck around with it.
He always used to say, yo, don't touch that, don't touch my equipment. But you're a kid, yo, you're curious, 2-3 years old, you're curious.
You want to like scratch the shit.
So they actually got pictures of me like scratching on the turntable and all that. Later on in life, I think when I was I think it was 7th grade, Holy Family, I meet my guy Anthony. And Anthony got a DJ equipment downstairs in his basement. And I tell Anthony, yo, let me play with it. Anthony didn't know I knew how to DJ because I also had a DJ equipment at my crib, but he didn't know. We just, you know what I mean? We starting to be friends, and he ended up being my best friend.
For those of you who don't know, not to cut you off, back in the day it was way different. Like people did not want you touching their shit unless you knew how to fuck with DJ equipment, because it wasn't like now with this electronic shit. If you fuck up those turntable needles, those shits are like how much? Like $120 a needle?
Could go anywhere from $60 a needle to anywhere to
like $200, right?
Yeah.
Cause even Bryan, like when I would go to his crib, I used to love DJ. He'll let me fuck with it, but he'd be like, yo, if you break my needles, you gonna owe me some needles, bro.
So I used to play around with
so you went to your boy's crib.
I went to my boy's crib, and I started playing with his shit, and he's like, oh shit, you know how to DJ? I was like, yeah, I got equipment at the crib too. So we became more tighter there and all that, and really that's how I got into it, man. I just started networking. People around the neighborhood knew I DJ too, and I would do like Sweet 16s, Sweet 15s, little birthday parties from the block, all that, and then the word just spread it out, and I'm just
like, how was it carrying that equipment around though? It was a whole nother ballgame.
Back in those days, man, let me tell you.
Needed a U-Haul for all that shit, bro.
That shit. I had to have crate boys with me, bro. People carrying my crates.
You needed reinforcements.
We even had the coffin for the turntable. Not carrying that big coffin. For real, yeah. We had that big coffin. And that was insane, bro. I was like, yo, I don't know how much.
Oh yeah, the big metal joint. Remember that?
Yeah. And then we were young, so we didn't really have a car either. So I used to call
on the train, right? You used to carry all that shit?
No. We used to call either cab.
Oh yeah, what was that cab in the Bronx?
We had OJs.
Yeah.
Yo, these are the hood cabs. When we call OJs, be like, yo, we need the truck. We need the truck, and boom, we'll pay for that. Take and we had these cab drivers go crazy because it was like, yo, crates and a coffin with turntables and that big ass Gemini mixer.
Yeah, people were determined. If you wanted a DJ, you were a DJ for real back then.
And then through that, also check out Freestyle Mania Radio on TikTok. You could follow me there.
Yeah, make sure you check that out.
Yeah, you can follow me there, Bryan the BarBer Official as well. And follow everything we do with Freestyle Mania Radio. We're on Spotify, iHeartRadio, and Apple Music, so you can always listen to us 24 hours, 7 days a week. And I still DJ, yes, and I do it for the fun because it's something that I like, and I've always been around music, so it comes from the heart, man.
And you do live streams every week?
I love hip hop too, but it's just freestyle is just one of my favorite genres.
When do you go live? You do it once a week?
So we're gonna come back live on January 15 with Flashback Mondays. So
that's fire.
For the brunch hour mix on 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. So stay tuned for that.
Nice. All right, so now you start doing these parties and stuff. You start doing clubs and everything, like local things.
So I start meeting other people that do other things, and I start derouting.
Street shit?
Yeah,
Okay.
I start derouting my life to a darker place now. And I kind of start leaving the DJ stuff behind. At the same time, I'm around that time, probably 16, 17, yeah, around that time, I meet somebody, and that person gets me into the life really quickly.
Okay, so they put you on?
Yeah, they put me on really quickly.
And how old are you at this time?
This time I'm about 16, 17 years old.
So you're still young.
Yeah, I'm still young. You was around
Yeah,
still, but you didn't really know what I was doing, what I was getting myself involved in.
Yeah, he was always low key.
Yeah.
And he always kept me very, very respectful, always kept me out of the way. Like, you know, even when we started, he even put me on my first blunt, to be honest, one of my first blunts. But he always like, nah, he's too young. But eventually he's like, fuck it,
I didn't want to be a bad, if I make decisions in life, I always wanted to keep stuff quietly.
Yeah.
I didn't want to be the bad influence.
Got you.
I don't want to do that.
So what happened? So you got put on.
So I got put on, and then my life just takes a turn.
Start spiraling.
Yeah, it takes a turn to a darker place. And then later on, I get hit. I get my first hit.
You got bagged.
I got bagged. Yep. I go in. I probably do about, with time served, my first bid was probably about a year in. The rest was on parole.
So it wasn't crazy, but you still it was a bad hit.
Yeah, it was a bad hit. It was
start
my
of,
first lecture, but
yeah.
I already knew what I was getting myself. I was ready for it.
Yeah.
I knew my consequences. So I wasn't scared of it or nothing. You know what I mean? I knew if I keep myself humble in there and just follow what the rules are, I'll be good. You know what I mean? Which I did. And it was just simple. I mean, like, time served, another 5-6 months in there, you get out, parole, you got the ankle bracelet on.
So now you did your time, you come out, and then what happens from there?
I start working construction.
You do construction.
Yeah, my next door neighbor Sal used to own a company, so he got me into masonry and everything. Start doing construction, start focusing on that. At the same time, I'm still back doing what I do. But I needed the job because of the parole.
Gotcha.
I did parole for like an extra year, man. I think they let me out off like on the 11th month because I was on like good behavior. I had a job, everything. So it was like an early release type of thing. So I was like, that's what's up, man. I got off of that, and I went right back into doing what I was doing.
So now this wasn't a message for you to stop doing what you was doing.
Nah, it wasn't.
Oh man, so we're gonna take a brief.
I was just my bad. I was just hustling, just to get money to survive, man. At that time, I'm already out of my mom's crib. Like, I moved out at 17, and I was just doing my own thing already.
So you was pretty much on your own, doing your own thing, and even though he got in trouble, it wasn't enough for him to leave the life alone. We're gonna take a brief intermission, and we'll be right back. All right, we're back, and that was a brief intermission. Make sure you all follow our sponsor and get your podcast on at the Factory Podcast Room in West Warwick, Rhode Island. All right, man. So basically, you took your lumps, like they say. Te diste la cabeza.
Yeah,
you still didn't learn.
Yeah,
You still was fucking around.
Yeah.
So all right. So now at this time, you said you was when you got out of doing your time and everything. You're on
doing
parole.
everything.
How old are you then? Like 18 still? 19?
I was I was in my first hit was around 18. So 18.
Right.
From there, like 20, I was out. By the time I was turning 21, I was just getting off parole, and then I was dating a girl at the time who got me into a program in Monroe College.
Right, but you say you were doing construction too, right?
I was still doing construction.
You were holding a job,
so
but you were still fucking around.
I was still fucking around.
And then now you get into Monroe College.
But I'm doing like small shit, you know what I mean? I wasn't doing
crazy.
Nothing crazy. It was real small shit. I had a few clients here and there, and I could survive with that money and the money that I used to get off construction.
Now this is where I come in. I remember this is when you was in 180th, right?
I was in 180. Yes, I was in 180th.
I remember coming to the crib. Yo, not to dwell off topic, but yo, we used to come to his crib. Yo, I used to cut class. Yo, my pops used to be looking for me, bro. Yo, we used to smoke so much bud in his room. Yo, I swear to God, it looked like the Twin Towers landed in his fucking crib. Yo, bro. All you used to see was smoke all over the room, bro. Yo, it used to be the best. We used to fall asleep, remember?
Young niggas used to like.
Yo,
we used to get that Elliot, and that Elliot to knock these niggas out.
Let's tell about the spots real quick. So where we used to go, we used to take the train.
We had Watson. Whenever you wanted something light, you go to Watson, right?
We gotta talk about the spots because these shit don't exist.
If you really
no more.
wanted that chocolate tie,
chocolate tie,
nigga, that shit was like laced with crack or some shit. I don't
know. What was that? Elliot.
That was Elliot.
Yeah, they had some good shit. And that was a dimes, right? We used to eat the dime bags.
Back in the day, if you wanted the haze,
what about the pillow joints?
Spanish Harlem.
No, the pillows we used to cop.
The pillow joints.
That was Intervale.
That was Intervale.
Yo, we used to come through. So Bryan used to leave us. We used to come through like the Goonies. It would be like 5, 6 of my niggas. Yo, we used to walk to this nigga's crib all the way from Lehman High School, which is like a 2-mile walk. I want to say, right?
From Lehman,
it's like a good walk.
Yeah, that's like practically not even half a Tremont, nigga.
Yo, that
shit is a quarter of Tremont.
That shit's like 2 miles, nigga. We used to troop into his crib, and then we'll see it. We're all chipping money. This nigga will go. We'll take the train with this nigga. He'll get off the train stop. We'll wait for him at the train stop, and then you'll go cop it, right? Remember?
Yeah, I get it real quick. I used to see Rasta real quick, and get that shit from Rasta real quick. Man. Yo, I didn't want to wait on that line, nigga. Every time you go to literally like there was a line. I was like, yo, this shit is crazy.
Yo, and then there wasn't no Dutches we used to have Dutches and Phillies.
Vanilla,
the vanilla Dutch.
The actual, like them shits actually said vanilla.
Shit. Yo, this was the time to be smart. What a time to be alive, bro. Like this was the real deal.
Ain't nothing like back in the
days, and then we had Mango Piña.
Oh, that was.
You can't forget the mango. Yo, Creston had the mango piña, bro. Yeah. Yo, we putting you on right now. For those of you that say y'all smoke that bud, y'all didn't smoke no bud like we smoke bud, bro. I know. Oh, and then the haze. Well, we used to go to the Heights.
The haze was Spanish Harlem.
Spanish Harlem. That's right. We used to go. Yo, we used to get. And there was another spot we used to go.
Old time. I'm just gonna say about the old timers.
The old timers.
If you know where the old timers park is.
You know. If you know, you know.
That haze.
And then there was another spot where
Washington Heights was
Dykeman used to have the official.
It was close.
It
was close. I'm not gonna put the spots because these people still like to the day.
Yeah. We don't want to put them.
Washington Heights, right over the Fordham Bridge, right? They had the tablas.
The tablas, yo, those shits were mad hard when you break them up. Remember how hard them nuggets were, bro?
You had to microwave them shits. Get to open that button. Yeah, it was crazy. Man.
Yo, it was a time. It was a time.
Times was crazy.
It was a time. But there was another spot that I used to go to. I don't know if you used to go there with me, but it was they shut them down. But it was the Uptown Grocery in El Barrio, and you used to put the money under the door, and they'll shoot the backs under the
Jamaicans
door.
over there too, by Taínos Tower, bro.
Yo, there was mad fucking spots,
that
bro.
shit was so fucking. I remember the first time I went over to the Jamaican spot, by Taínos, right? So I go in, and that shit is sketchy as fuck, bro, because everything is just tinted, and it's really small, like when you walk in.
Yeah.
And you just gotta throw the money right there, and then.
They had walkie-talkie, because back then, remember we had the walkies?
Yeah, because they had the two dreads in the front watching.
Yo, and they used to, we used to go through mad shit to smoke. That's another thing. Y'all got it easy nowadays, nigga, with all this legalization. You know how much shit we went through to smoke a blunt? Bro, we used to have to put that shit in your sneakers, put in your fucking nutsack paws. Like, it was fucking crazy.
Niggas, I'm fortunate. I was glad that I could smoke in my crib.
Yeah, we used to have to go through hell, bro. Like,
this is my mom's didn't want
that's
me
why we
out
used
there.
to come to his crib.
Yeah, my mom's didn't want me out there just getting caught over nonsense.
Yo, and cops used to go hard. They used to chase you and everything.
Nigga, I seen niggas trying to find spots where to smoke, rooftops, hallways. Niggas is just trying to hide just to smoke a fucking blunt. Like,
we used to smoke in the woods. We used to go everywhere.
Go all the way to fucking Pelham Bay. In the dead cold, fucking by the beach.
In a blizzard,
smoke,
nigga. To roll one blunt, bro. This shit was it was a mission just to smoke an L, bro. But yo, it's crazy. It's come a long way, yo. It's crazy. Shout out to all my weed heads, bro. But all right, so now you were going. Now you go to Monroe College, and then what happens from there?
I'm taking a GED program that homegirl put me into. And I passed. I think it was like less than a half a year that I was taking like 7 classes, bro.
Right.
So once I got the 24 credits, I go to the counselor, and the counselor goes, what you want to do? You want to take your GED and just go, or you want to continue with these 24 credits and get your associates or your bachelor's? And I told her, I was like, you know what? We're going to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. I'm going to forget the associates that go straight for let's take these 24 and go for the bachelor's.
Got you.
So working, construction, and dealing with 7 classes. I would take night classes. And bro, studying, breaking nights, going to work, tired as shit, just surviving and hustling at the same time.
And you were still working?
I still wasn't like into it deep like that. I was just small time
Right.
type of thing just to get by, just survive. I was just on survival mode, you know what I mean? And then once I graduated in 2005, that's when I decided to, you know what? I'm going to Puerto Rico.
So you just out of nowhere.
I just said, you know what, I want to go back to PR. I was never a fan of the cold or the snow. So I was just like, damn, this is just too much. I really don't like it. So I went back to PR in 2005. They threw me a party, my people.
Yeah, we did. It was a nice party too.
Yeah.
It was a going away party. And that was, I think it was in Zariga, right?
Nah, that party was actually on 174 and I believe 174 in Rosedale.
Oh yeah, it was Rose. I was so fucked
yeah.
up. I don't even remember. We got lit that day.
Yeah, that was my homegirl. Rest in peace to Tammy.
Rest in peace to Tammy.
Oh yeah, 2 homegirls that really held me down in times that, you know what I mean, they know what's up, you know.
Word.
We were all doing that thing.
We were doing a lot of that back in the days.
So yeah.
Oh, you're on the blueberry dro. Can't forget that blueberry dro.
Yo, that hydro.
Where Lou used to love that shit, bro.
Yo, Lou and Joe, man. Shout outs to Lou.
Yo, shout outs to Lou.
J-Mo.
Shout outs to Jeppy.
Free. Jeppy.
Yo, that was the crew. That was the gang, bro.
Yeah, man. Colorado.
Colorado.
I'll never forget you.
Diablo, shout outs to Colorado. That's my nigga, bro. We love you, bro.
So I moved to Puerto Rico. And then I decided in Puerto Rico I'm gonna start doing. I have family members that were already connected, and they were out doing their own thing out there. So,
NPR.
Yes.
What part of PR did you go to?
So I grew up when I was always going back and forth. I would go to Carolina. So my grandmother from my father's side, she had a house there in la urbanización La Cuarta. What is called La Cuarta? We got La Cuarta, La Quinta, La Tercera, La Segunda y La Primera. So I used to live in La Cuarta. My cousin lived right in La Tercera, right across the street. So es la Monserrate, el colmado ¿cómo se llama el colmado? La Campana. Y across from there were los caseríos de la Esmeralda. And then if you walk straight down, está Sabana Abajo, la Campo Rico está Torre Sabana.
Gotcha.
So we were basically in el calentón because la pista de Carolina was just straight up.
So for those who don't know, it's a hot block. It's hot.
Yeah, it's all that calentón, especially in those times too, you know, when I was growing up. But when I went back in 2005, like I said, I'm gonna link up with the Cosos and we gonna do something.
So you got back into the street shit.
Back into it, but slowly growing because Puerto Rico's a different beast.
Yeah,
it's not like
you out there.
Yeah, it's not like over here. So it's a different beast. And I didn't want to do what they were doing or how they were doing it. I wanted to do something different. So I always thought ahead of the next person and how I'm gonna move. So yeah, man, we get into that. By 2009, By 2009, I'm still out there. I'm doing my thing. Me and Cuzzo is going crazy out there and doing what we gotta do. I meet a girl, 2009. I get this girl pregnant. And then later on, she ends up snitching on me. And I end up doing two years in Bayamon.
So wait, hold on. The girl that you got pregnant, which is, I'm assuming that's your kid's mom?
My kid's mom.
She snitched on you?
Yeah.
Damn, hold on.
I caught my second one up there.
That's
and then
crazy.
I'm in for 2 years, and it was a waste of time, man, because I was like, damn, they was trying to find. They really couldn't see who I really was, and it's just because of the way I was moving, you know what I mean? So with what she said and everything, they was just trying to investigate, and they were really my people help me. Again, shout out to all my people out there in PR. They really helped me down.
Shout out to everybody in PR. Yo, and before we continue on, man, I want to get into Album of the Week, man. And it's crazy that we're speaking about PR. Album of the Week this week.
Album of the week on the Jmack Experience Podcast.
We're giving it to Nengo Flow, Real G for Life, Volume 4. Man, you fucks with Nengo Flow?
Oh, definitely, man.
I feel like he's one of the
day
realest.
one, man.
Yeah, I feel like he's one of the realest, and he doesn't get his recognition. Shout outs to Nengo Flow, man. He's definitely
that dude deserves his flowers right there.
yeah.
Man.
He's one of them dudes. Shout outs to Nengo Flow. All right, so what happens with so now you did 2 years?
I did 2 years out there, man, which was a waste of time. What they had me go through and everything, and I'm like, damn, my daughter was just born too, so like I'm losing time with my daughter. Then after all said and done, I had to make a decision because I was also going through other problems out there. And I had to make a decision if I'm coming back to the States and just start changing my life. Because during those 2 years in there, this is what really made me like think about a lot and my future. And
you had like a moment of clarity?
And where I'm headed. I actually met a pastor in there. This pastor, this pastor comes into my cell. This is everything y'all going to read in the book.
Yeah, let's get it. So the book now, you're putting out a book,
yes.
and all right. So now let's get to it. So you meet the pastor. What happens?
So I meet the pastor, and the pastor starts just preaching. You know what I mean? And I'm listening to him and all this, and then later throughout the conversation, he's just saying things that really nobody knows about me. You know, not a lot of people do. And I don't know this man from a hole in the wall from anywhere. I'm just like, this is my first time meeting him, but he's saying things that are facts about my life
without knowing you, never meeting you,
nothing. And I'm just sitting I'm in the bed where the bed is. He's sitting on the toilet thing. And I'm just looking at him, and I'm like, in my head, I'm telling myself, how does this man know this stuff about me without even knowing me?
Wow.
That's when I came to the realization that it wasn't even the pastor talking to me. That was God. Using this man in order to say what he had to say to me.
A message, yeah.
And I took that from that day, and I just stood in my head, man, stood in my heart. And it's funny because after I got out, my cousin come and gets me, and he's like, Bryan, a few days after I got out, it was Friday, and he's like, yo, Bryan, you got anything going on? I'm like, right now, I'm debating whether I'm staying here or I'm going back to the States. Because I told him, I was like, yo, I got a few problems that it has to be resolved ASAP. You know, I'm going through some shit right now. Like, it ain't easy. I got to figure things out, like with the baby moms and my daughter and everything that I had going on in life at that very moment. So he goes, yo, I think I got the place for you so you could get some more clarity. This dude is going to church. He invites me to go to church. So when I go to church, there's a pastor preaching that day too. This man is up there preaching things that are also said to me from God. And it's funny because he comes to the side of the stage where I'm sitting, and this man is just dead looking at me. And I'm like, this guy wouldn't take his eyes off me. And I'm like, why? I was telling my cousin, he's like, yo, that's like the Holy Spirit right now, like
speaking to you,
bro. And no lie, bro. I went up there. They made a calling.
You gave your life to Christ?
Not really at that time, but I went up with tears though. Like
yeah,
I felt the message.
I
felt something different. And that day when I was saying like, yo, que los pelos lo tenía parado y everything, and I'm like, yo, that's crazy. Like,
and you never felt that before, right?
I never felt that in my life, and I'm just like, it was life changing at every very moment. But I was still going through stuff that I was going through in my own very personal life. Yeah. So I wasn't committed to giving my life to Christ yet.
You wasn't ready.
Because, again, I didn't grow up religiously. The only thing I know is that my mom's baptized me Catholic, and then we did a communion and a confirmation, and then after that, I never saw church ever again. You know what I mean?
That's so always the Catholic way.
I'm not a religious person. I'm not a person that I go to church all the time.
But you consider yourself
Catholic. I have my own theories. I don't consider myself Catholic either. I consider myself a believer of God.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not going to put a title to myself. I believe in God, and I believe the miracles that he does, and I believe that God answers prayers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because he has answers my prayers.
Yeah.
So when it comes to that, I went up there, bro, with tears. I never felt that shit in my life, and I'm just like, wow. It was life-changing. It's something that stayed in my heart always.
Got you.
So we leave, go to church. That same night, I go to a nightclub. I'm in San Juan.
After going to
I'm in San Juan partying, drinking it up, bro. Just doing
There's
my
the complete
thing,
opposite.
smoking a blunt. Yeah, I came out of church. That's
Está
it.
jodiendo otra vez.
Estoy bendecido, vamos. Arrancar, you know what I mean? Nah, but all jokes aside, it was a real experience, you know what I mean? It was something that was setting me up for my future.
Yeah,
Which
yeah.
I still didn't know. I wasn't realizing yet.
Yeah,
Again,
because it takes time. It takes time.
People who are into religion and all that, they know where to look for the signals. They know where to go, and they understand that. You know what I mean? Me, I didn't understand it till later on in life. So later on that year for 2000, I believe, because I came out May 20th, 2011. For 2012, December is when I decided to come back to the States. For Christmas, I ended up coming home.
Okay.
My mother was living in Parkchester. She was also going through some things. So she was in a 1-bedroom. And I'm like, damn, I'm going to be tight in there, you know? So I just came with a bag of clothes. That's it. So I told my mom, I was like, yo, just give me some time until I pick up my things and then I just get my own place.
Now, how did you get into cutting hair? I don't want to get off.
So
top.
cutting hair happened in PR too.
So you did that when you got out, or when you was in jail, when you were locked up?
So I skipped over some things. So before I got locked up, I was actually already in school.
Oh, you were in school already.
I was in school.
That was one of my questions.
En Instituto de Banca y Comercio en Humacao, Puerto Rico.
Nice. So what made you want to cut hair before we skip ahead? What?
Man, I don't want to put it all out there because they got to read this in the book, man.
Well, just briefly, like what inspired you?
So what really inspired me wasn't an inspiration. I used to cut hair back in the days when I was younger in Puerto Rico in la casa de abuela in Marquesina. So it was me and my neighbors. We would cut our hairs and do our fades and everything. And
like growing up?
Yeah, like growing up. It was something we got into. I think every Puerto Rican from de barrio, urbanización, or caserío, we pick up barbering from an early stage.
So you started very young. How old are you?
So I was probably like 11.
11, okay.
Probably a few months. I got into it a few months before I came back to New York in 91.
So all right, so it wasn't something you didn't take serious.
Yeah, it wasn't serious to years.
So
later,
not to
man.
give the book away. All right, so now when you were going to school. What year was this? This before you got locked up.
So when I was going to school, it was 2000. I got out before 2011. I was 2009.
Okay, 2009. And then what? So did you finish the school?
I didn't get to finish the school. So
you got locked up.
I actually got locked up in school. They came.
You got locked up in the school?
That was embarrassing.
Oh, that's
bro.
some crazy
they
shit.
They came to get me in the school.
Wow,
So,
that's crazy.
Going out like, yo, you don't know the amount of people, of police.
And
that
nobody
was
could
out
believe
there,
it,
bro.
probably, right? Like
everybody was stunned, bro. Everybody was
Wow.
like, yo, what's going on? And when they came to get me in the classroom, it was crazy, bro. I was like,
Now,
it was embarrassing, man.
One of my questions when you was going there, because it's called cosmetology school, right? More or less.
Barber and cosmetology school.
Right. Is it the same as a barber, like as a hairdresser, like to become licensed, like the same amount of hours, or is it different?
So it's different hours in Puerto Rico.
Okay.
It's way less than what the states require.
Got you.
And then the only process when you have your own barbershop out there is like you got to go through the city hall, what you guys call city hall, town hall.
Yeah.
Over here. Over there, we call it la alcaldía. So we go to la alcaldía, we get the business certificate. We got to pay for so much shit that is ridiculous. Then you also got to pay $100. I think it went up a few years ago, but it's $100 a year al colegiado. If you don't pay that, then you won't have a barbershop. But yeah, you pay that $100 to a colegiado. And I had the pleasure of having a barbershop too while I was out there. While I was in school, yeah.
So all right, so when did you consider like that barbering was something that you wanted to do for the rest of your life? Was it before you got locked up in PR?
When I came back
now
after I got locked up. So after I got locked up, I actually went back to school to finish my curriculum so I could get my license and my certificate.
After you got locked up?
When I got out, yeah.
And this is in PR?
I ended up going back and I met his name is Jose Ancoto Colon, man. Saludos para ti.
Shout outs to him.
And Wichi Pizarro. Thanks to both of them because they were a light and in my path. They were definitely a light in my path and guided me exactly the right way.
NPR.
NPR, man.
Okay.
They actually witnessed the stuff that I was going through with the baby moms and everything else I went through. Jose Acoto Colon was one gentleman there that actually helped me a lot. That man actually
vouch
me,
for you and stuff.
Yo, there was a lot of things that dude did, man, that he didn't have to do. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And
so he's like a mentor.
He's like a mentor and like a family. And the crazy thing is, he's younger than me, bro. Like, wow. But to have somebody there with a strong mind and to help you to go through the things that you were going through and be there, like, cause yo, I got family in PR, bro, and let me tell you, half of them people were not there for me, man.
That's how
that's
it is
family
sometimes.
and that's blood,
Yeah.
and it's crazy they're not there for you, man. Like, I really had to go through it and Bayamon over there locked up, and find get my own hustle on. I had to find a way to how to put money on my commissary because I didn't have family. I had a few friends from outside that stood loyal, and they came by and they would put money in the commissary, but I couldn't depend on all the time because they also got their problems, their family, the things they got to deal with. You know what I mean? So I'm like, shit, what am I gonna do in here? I found a way on how to make money. Read the book.
Read that book. Now, what's the name of this book?
So the name of the book is gonna be called The BarBer. And then it's the story of Blanco Perla. There's a reason why people in PR call me Blanco Perla.
So that's your name? That's your alias?
That was my alias.
Nice. Okay, so all right. Well, I don't.
It comes out in a few reggaeton songs. So when you hear people say Blanco Perla, you already know. So
when you did all right, so you finished. So now you come back to New York City, and
not yet. I was still in school. I finished school.
You finished school.
I was trying to sell the barbershop to get money too to come back to the States.
All right.
So I come back to the States in 2012. I sold the barbershop and I sold it actually to the gentleman
the
who
mentor?
I was just talking. Yeah.
All right.
And that was dope. Then I got money to come back to the States, came back, and I thought all the money I had gathered up was enough for me to buy a bar, like to own a barbershop in New York. But by the time I came back, rent prices was up.
Everything was expensive.
Sell commercial prices, rental locations for like commercial spots was really expensive. Okay. And I was like, damn. And I was doing the math because I was like, okay, I know that the equipment is a little bit more and all that. So I said, you know what? I'm going to hold off. I'm just going to work for somebody and just pay rent, chair rent.
All right.
So that's what I started. So I started focusing more on the barbering when I came back to New York.
So did you start working right away?
Yes, I did. I ended up remember Hector from Flavor Barbershop
Flavor's Barbershop,
in Parkchester, so I started working there.
Okay.
So it's crazy because as I'm trying to get away from a certain lifestyle because I kept that preaching from the South, I kept that in my mind. I kept that in my heart. The thing that happened to me when my cousin took me to church, that also stood with me. All that stood with me. So I was living with moms, and at the same time, I'm trying to find my way to God. I'm just struggling with, like, I was going to different churches and just trying to find my place where God wanted me. At the time, it was hard because I also got temptations in front
all around
me. The spot that I was in the barbershop, niggas is hustling in there too. So I'm like, damn, this thing won't get on me, and I'm back. So
you can't escape it.
I can't escape, and plus I'm back in the Bronx. That's all you see every day when you're in the hood. You know what I mean? Unless you live on Morris Park or you live on Pelham Bay or Thras Neck back there by the nice neighborhoods, man. If you from Cancer Hill and down under, like, that's all you see. You know what I mean? So I'm like, damn, man. And I needed money really bad. I'm like, yo, my money's running out. You know what I mean? I'm helping moms buy groceries, same time helping with rent. And I'm just jumping around. So my cousin also is hustling. So I'm like, damn, everybody around me is just like.
So it sounds like you were juggling both. Like you were trying to go the right way, but then everything it just.
I was trying to hold on. I came over here. I still wasn't. I didn't get on. So one day I had moved. We got an apartment in Parkchester in the condominiums. We stood there for about a year. Then my mom's moved out, and then I moved out as well and got my own place. So I ended up living in White Plains at Gleason. I said, you know what? Forget an apartment. I got myself a room. Ain't nothing, man. You pay what? $600 a month for a room? And I had my space plus. It was my uncle's house. So my uncle's house had Like it was nice. It had different various apartments. You've been there. He had rooms downstairs rented in the basement. First floor got 2 apartments. Second floor got
and it was chill. He had the bowl.
Yeah. He was chill. Everything was chilling. But I saw that as a money pit.
Yeah.
And I'm like, damn, this dude does this. This dude does this. He's like, yo. And all I was seeing was just dollar signs. So I was like, you know what? I think I'll hustle for a little bit more and do what I got to do here and rake up money. And that's exactly what I was doing while I was focusing on the barbering. While I was focusing on the barbering stuff, I was getting hot on the internet.
Gotcha.
I was one of those barbers, like I would go live on the internet and just I would post up where I was. I just didn't give a shit at the time. I was like I was like heartless, emotionless, so I didn't give a damn about anything. So at this point in time, I'm on White Plains and Gleason living. I'm over there in front this dude's crib. So there, I'm moving to White. Hard, moving to White hard. And I'm just making money off of everybody that lives in my building. I try not to expand it further than that. I'm making about, I say $6K a week from that building. I said $6K a week is not bad. It's about you're looking at 6 figures.
Are you still cutting hair?
I was still cutting hair, so I'm making barber money. Oh, and at that time, somebody after I was working on Hector's, somebody gave me a number, and that number led me to this gentleman called Sam in Manhattan on 23rd and 7th. He's the owner of Main Man Barbershop, so I worked with him for quite some time. And he gave me an opportunity, bro, and he liked the way I cut. He liked the way I do fades, everything. You know, the only thing I wasn't fast. I was like, I would take my time with my client. I would probably take 35 minutes to 45 minutes with a client.
Gotcha.
At that, almost an hour. You know what I mean? And that was cutting at like fucking $20. You know what I mean? And when I met Sam, it was a whole different business. And it's funny because I asked him how much I got to pay you. He wanted me there, but I was like, yo, how much I got to pay you for the rental of the chair? He looked at me funny and he's like, what are you talking about, rental of chair? I'm like, yeah, how much I got to, you know what I mean? The Bronx, anywhere else, you pay chair rent. He's like, nah. So I'm like, okay, so what's the percentage? 50-50, 60-40? He's like, so I'm like, bro, how am I going to work here? And so he's like, yo, no, I'm going to give you salary. I didn't understand that. As a barber.
So now you come into this new barbershop and now the game has changed. So instead of paying for the chair, instead of paying a percentage, he wants to pay you a salary for all the haircuts that you do. We're going to take a brief intermission and we'll be right back. All right, we're back. And we're going to get into movie of the week real quick. Movie of the week this week is...
Movie of the week on the Jmack Experience Podcast.
For all you horror film lovers out there, movie of the week this week is Night Swim. I don't know. I didn't really get too many good reviews off of this one, but if you want to go check it out, I was going to go see it, but something told me not to waste my money on it. Usually I'm ecstatic about movie of the week, but I'm really not too ecstatic. This must have been a dry month. The last movie I went to go see was Wonka. You seen Night Swim?
Nah, I didn't see Night Swim.
You didn't even know what
you just told me about it and it sounded like womp, womp.
Yeah, I don't know. So if you guys want to go check that out, go check out movie of the week.
Night Swim.
All right, so now this guy wants to. We were just saying that you were used to paying for a chair or a percentage, but now this guy wants to pay you salary.
Wants to pay me salary. So
what'd you think of that?
I thought that he was gonna jerk me because I'm like, okay, I was trying to make the math in my head. Yeah, pause that. Pause, speed.
So what happened?
So he explains to me and he breaks down the math to me. So I'm like, oh, okay.
It made sense.
It's not bad. At first, he started me off low. So it makes sense, you know what I mean? For me, it was like, okay, I don't have to worry about if I don't have a client not coming here in this space or a client in this space. I still get paid for it.
Right.
You know what I mean? On days that are slow, I'm still getting paid for, like, let's say you cut 2 people and then the rest of the day is just over. You know? So I'm like, I'm still getting paid for it.
Still get your money.
So he started me off at $150 a day. A day? Yeah. I was working 6 days out the week. Not bad. Plus tips. tips there were great.
Quick question before we continue with that. Because I remember when I first started getting haircuts are like $10. What's the most expensive haircut you ever get? Like, what was the most you ever made off of one haircut?
So,
being years that you've been doing, I know how many years you got cutting hair right now.
There was this one client, bro, 3 stacks.
$3,000?
$3,000.
Damn.
That included.
Holy shit.
That also included. It was the $3K for me.
Yo, I would die if somebody
airfare and.
Oh, you traveled though for that.
I traveled. Yeah, I traveled. But
where'd you go?
They actually paid it. I went to California.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, I was on the
set.
So
this is just one haircut.
Just one haircut.
So you went to California.
I went to California to Hollywood.
And
I was
you did
on a
one
set
haircut.
of a very big show that just
oh,
ended
for
a few
sure.
years. Yeah.
Oh, that's dope. Shout outs to you, bro. That's a long way.
I don't really a lot of people see me, man, and I don't really show that life off, you know.
How long you been cutting hair right now? How long you got?
So if you put it all together, I'm 42 now, a little bit over 30 years.
Damn, man, that's what's up. Shout outs to you, bro. Now being a barber, like, did you like try to keep up with certain trends, or did you come up with your own style?
I would like to. I was always creative, so I was. When I get the chance to get a client that just lets me freehand, he's like, "Yo, Bryan, I'm just in that mood today. Just do your thing, man. Whatever you do, I'm gonna love it." Some people let me do designs on them. Some people let me get creative with stylish haircuts. I like the creativity part of it. But most of the time in a real work environment as a barber, you're not gonna get that all the time. You're not gonna get that every day or every week, or every 3 other clients. Basically what you're gonna get is a lot of corporate people.
Like me, I like the same haircut every week. So
yeah, there's like, people that just get what they want for years, and that's what they like. There's people that are corporate and just want to be clean and go into work clean. That's why in New York, my thing was always I wake up super early. I wake up at like 4 a.m. I try to be at the shop by 5:30, 6 a.m. Just to get those early birds, man. And that's how I was making my name, truly. I really didn't care about like a celebrity or who I was doing, because I knew my reality was in my chair.
Yeah.
The minute that I leave that chair and I'm not there, that client is going to go somewhere else. Your clients, you could have your loyal clients, but 90% of your clients are not going to stay with you.
That's
if
great.
You don't show responsibility. Yeah, it has to be to be a barber, you have to be very consistent. And what that means is your vacation time is very minimal too. As well, because you have to be there for your clients.
And people want a haircut when they want it.
Exactly.
Like, I'm not gonna wait 2 weeks to get a haircut.
If that client sees that I'm the first barber there every morning, and he sees that consistency every morning, and that's the hour that he prefers to come in, be there for that. That's your responsibility. That's your work. That's what you're doing. That's what supposedly you love, right? So I love being a barber is the greatest thing in life to me. And it's just because I could talk to different people from all walks of life. I mean, you can meet a judge, a doctor, a lawyer on there, somebody who's doing missionary down in South Africa or something. Like, you meet all types of different people. So it also opened other doors for me, meeting people through that chair. It's crazy. A lot of things, man, will come out in this book that people didn't know about me. And a lot of things I got to say, too. You learn about 90% of the fakeness that's in the industry as well. For a dude like me who's real, who's honest, I've seen a lot of people done a lot of things to me, and I just let it go because I believe in karma. You know what I mean? I believe in God sees what you're doing, you know what I mean? And what God says treat your enemies. What he says do unto others as you would like for them to do unto you.
Yeah.
Right? So I treat everybody with kindness, and I show that respect. Man, there's people out there that's going to be your haters, man, that's going to talk a lot of shit about you, and they're going to make you look bad. They're going to talk what they want to talk and make their story seem like it's the story that it is, man, without knowing the other side. You know what I mean? But
that is true.
That's why I stay in silent. People see me do what I do because I stay in silent. I don't let all that negativity. Yo, I got no negativity in my life.
Air take it.
Yeah, God's taking all that out of my life, man, and I keep it that way. I keep my circle tight.
When does this book come out?
So right now we still writing it. So I say within the end of 2024.
The end of
because
2025.
I'm in the finishing stages of it right now.
So maybe by like 2025.
No publishers. This is independently gonna be published out.
Where can we purchase it?
You're gonna be able to purchase it on Amazon. So there's actually gonna be an Amazon audiobook and actually a hard book.
The name of the book once again?
The BarBer, the story of Blanco Perla.
By you gonna put your name? I'm assuming, right?
Yeah.
By the author of the book is gonna be
Bryan Pedraza.
Bryan Pedraza. And why do you think people should read and purchase this book?
I believe I wrote this book from my heart, and I believe that my experiences are similar to others that come from where I come from. And it's nothing to glorify any lifestyle. It's more to see how a negative got taken and was turned into a positive. And also they could learn. They could learn from this book. They could learn from my experiences, my mistakes, in order to not make those mistakes. And they could also learn other things as far as business, especially in the barber industry, and how to do many other things. So
you're also giving people a few pointers on the game and everything like that?
Yeah, it's a few pointers. It's going to be about my life, but at the same time, you're going to get pointers on how to handle certain situations, you know what I mean? Because also mental health, man. Mental health is something that's very important. I got a wife who's, shout outs to you, Luli, baby, I love you.
Shout outs to Luli.
She's a social worker. She's a family and children's social worker. And it's awesome to see the work that she does. So I give her a lot of props for what she does because
that's not easy.
It's not easy putting other people's problems on your shoulders, you know what I mean? And you trying to resolve their problem for them, you know? But what she does is a gift. It's a gift from God because she helps others overcome their obstacles, man, and how to handle their emotions and stuff like that. And I wish when I was a kid, I actually had somebody like that.
And someone to talk to and lean on.
Or even family that could have told me, listen, go see this person and you can vent with this person and they'll help you manage your emotions, the actions that you take in life and decision making, you know? And most of us don't, and especially in our society, in our community, we don't have that a lot. We don't have, like, we grow up from a lot of broken homes, man. The hood is the hood. You know what I mean? Everything's a broken home.
And we think like counseling's not cool.
Yeah. So we're always against that. Like, oh, you know, it's the state, is this and that. And we don't look like those people actually also have a life. It's not just the state or whatever. It's just people that are there who study the profession and they're there to help you. And they're there to listen to your problem and help you cope with things so you can have a better life, man. And don't live a stressful life. You could be stress-free from all that and be positive, man, out here.
That's straight. Well, what's next for Bryan the BarBer besides the book?
So for me, it's just the book right now. I'm thinking of bringing my brand back, Braza. Everybody's asking me for that pomade. So,
you got let them know what products you got.
The Pina Colada pomade. I got 2 straight razors.
Yeah, and they're really
right
good.
now.
Those razors are excellent.
Yeah, I got 2 straight razers. So I've been building a company.
You forgot
slowly.
to bring me one last time and this time. Last time I was gonna get one. You
no, last time I did, but then I'll bring it to you.
You did bring me one, but then you forgot you were gonna. Oh no, you did. My bad.
Yeah. So yeah, just working, just working on things slowly. I like to work in silent and just let it when it's out there, just let it speak for itself. A lot of people don't know what I'm behind a lot of things and. It's just because I'm quiet about it. I don't feel like it should be out there. I could show you how to get there and give you some pointers and all that. But apart from that, I'm a real quiet dude, man. I like living in peace and just doing what I do, man, you know.
Where can we follow you at, social media-wise?
Bryan the BarBer Official on all platforms, Instagram. My Facebook is private. It's just for my close friends and family. I always kept that like that. It's the only social media that I have just for my close friends and family. And you could follow me on TikTok as well, Bryan the BarBer Official.
And the DJ thing, shout that out as well.
Yeah, it's Bryan the BarBer Official on TikTok. You can follow me there for Freestyle Mania Radios. We're going to be back live Monday, January 15th from 1 to 3 for the brunch hour with me. So check that out. The book is coming out later on, late this year. So stay tuned for that too, as well as I feel like y'all should check it out. It's going to be a good read, and y'all going to learn a little bit more about me and what I've done and my journey and all the goals that I've accomplished and set to accomplish.
Can we agree that all the experiences that you went through got you to where you are today?
Yeah, man. All my experiences and my mom's being there too. My mom's was like, she was the heart of everything. She would always advise me, and you know, I mean, she really grew me into the man that I am today. Besides the streets doing it and not having a man there to really guide me how to be a man, but my mom's did a great job. So I applaud her for everything she's done.
Shout out to her. Let's give her a round of applause too, man. Real talk. Shout out to her.
So yeah, I don't really regret any decision I made in life because it grew me into who I am today. And I do what I gotta do, you know.
Any advice for those out there who maybe experiences the same situations that you went through? Or maybe going through the same experiences?
Man, truly again, try to find either a social worker or a therapist or family counselor, anything like that. In order to like talk your feelings out, because in the society that we grew up, especially in low income communities, we go through a lot of trauma from childhood. You know what I mean? Either domestic violence in the home, a lot of arguing, a lot of screaming, and so on. You know, and this affects us as we grow older, and we think life should be like this. So, and then we don't realize that as we grow older, we're actually mimicking the same thing our parents did. You know what I mean? Whether it's domestic violence or arguing or just losing the controls of your emotions and your actions. Like for instance, for example, I used to get on the train and I used to just argue with people over no reason. I think about it now and I'm like, just because the person bumped me and the train's crowded, you know what I mean? We used to hate that. Like, yo.
Or stepping on your sneakers. I hate that to this day, bro. I'm not even going to lie to you. You step on my sneakers, I'm pushing you.
You know what I mean? So
something I got to work on. Man.
It's like, it's stuff that we got to work on, you know what I mean? Some stuff that we got to brush it off. Like, yo, come on, man, really? And then we get into these,
not that serious.
We get ourselves into these situations and then we wonder why the cycle of life continues to be the same. But you're able to change that cycle of life once you make that right decision and go a different path, man. And that opens that door to the positivity, and it remains that all that negativity away. That's why I live in the boondocks, man, because
you stay away from all that shit.
Everything's away.
Facts. Now, before we take off, I just want to get into Bochinche of the Week.
Bochinche of the Week on the Jmack Experience Podcast.
What do you think about that Cat Williams interview, man? He came in with a bang this new year. he put everybody on blast. And I feel like he's exposing a lot of things. I mean, people looking at him like he's talking crazy, but I feel like
I think he's talking facts.
Yeah, he's talking facts.
He's talking facts. There's a lot of mystery in Hollywood.
Yeah, you know I mean? And calling a lot of things out in the industry.
You know, Diddy?
Yeah, he said I wanted to keep my booty hole. I was like, whoa.
I want to keep it a virgin. I want to keep it a virgin. I want to keep it a virgin.
Daddy. Pasado, bro.
Yeah, I was like, yo, this dude wild, bro. But nah, he's talking facts. There's a lot of people that, you know what I mean, that there's cults and all that stuff, man, in this world. And it's the society we live in, man. And
how do you feel about gossip? Period. How do you?
I don't really fit into the because it's negativity. Yeah,
you don't.
I don't really care. Yeah, I don't really care for it. I don't really like it. And half of the time, 99.9% of the time is not
all
true.
BS.
It's all bullshit. Yeah. So it's like, why am I gonna feed into that? Like, you know what I mean? I don't got time for it. Period.
It's something that I always ask every guest. You know,
especially with people out there when they come up, yo, fulano de tal. Yo, I don't care, man.
Don't include me in it.
Okay,
keep me
cool.
out the way.
Like, I'm not.
My thing is, and I always mention this every single one. I just love how people nowadays, they all into the gossip of people they don't even know. Like, it's becoming like this thing. Like, people like, did you hear about Cardi B? Did you hear about?
Oh no, yeah,
they don't care about you.
A lot of podcasters do that and they give a lot of false information. And then you got other podcasters that'll put them on blast. So now everybody's involved in the Bochinche and all them, like, you know what I mean?
Well, no, I'm just talking about people in general, everyday life.
Oh, no, but I'm talking
like their whole life revolves around what Cardi B is doing, what Fat Joe's doing. It's like, bro, these people don't even know you. Like, why are you worried about what they doing? Worry about what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. Now, any last words or special shout outs that you would like to mention?
Man, big shout outs to everybody from back in my days. Everybody that's been in my life to this day. Everybody that supports me and what I do, believes in what I do. You know who you guys are, man. You know, I got my this my man. This is like my brother right here. You know, so he family, man. So he knows what we went through in life, and
we gotta do a whole nother one where we talk about everything we done back in the day.
Once the book is out, we can get a little bit deeper.
This was your platform today, so I didn't want to.
Thank you. But yeah, man, stay up, stay safe, hustle hard.
Facts.
Don't give up on your dreams, man. Be consistent with it, because you never know that one day might hit and take you to the next level. You know, just do what you got to do out there and stay away from the negativity, man. Ain't no need for the streets no more. They ain't worth it. It's gonna take you nowhere. You know what I mean? Being behind bars, or dead 6 feet underground, not becoming a legend, man. You know what I mean? I don't glorify. There's a lot of people out here that talk about snitches and all this. Man, the streets has been snitching since this shit was created. Facts. You know what I mean? Back and forth. If you look at the game,
since the Bible,
niggas has been snitching on each other since forever, man. So it's not worth it. You know what I mean? It's not worth it, man.
If you're not about that life, stay out of that life. Or
stay even if you are, just
stay out of that.
Yeah,
shit.
Stay out of it, man. Don't. It's nothing. It's not worth it.
There's so many ways to make money nowadays.
There's so much to enjoy out here in life. Yeah. You know what I mean? Life is beautiful. Every culture out there is beautiful. I also travel with my wife a lot, so I get to see a lot of other places. I'm fortunate for that too, man. I thank God that I get to travel, and see other cultures, and see places and see how they live, and see the nature around them, man. It's a beautiful thing. The beaches, from beaches to forests to rivers to. Man, life is beautiful, man. It's something for everybody to see, and everybody could do it, man. You just got to put your mind and be consistent about what you're doing in life and your hustle or whatever whether you're an entrepreneur or you work in a job and you got to escalate the ladder to the top. Everybody could do it. You know what I mean? You just got to put your mind and your heart to it.
And stay positive. Now, before we go, are you still doing any barber expos or the barber?
Nah, I retired, man. So right now I just got the Spot Barbershop CT, and that's just like my personal boutique. You know what I mean? I got my personal clients that come. I do accept new ones. If you book on the website, you're more than welcome to. But other than that, nah, I'm not doing any more barber expos. And right now I'm focusing on another aspect of my life too, where I'm actually at a job, and I'm getting a new promotion too, so that's awesome, and I'm escalating to where I want to be. Plus, it's securing my retirement, man. Yeah, securing my retirement. I only got a few more years before I retire. So,
are you gonna be? Do you think you'll be like one of them OGs that like, you know, the viejitos that be cutting hair like when they're mad?
Oh yeah, definitely. I still be. Yeah, that's why I did that little boutique for me. I did that for me. So when I get to a certain age, you know, like I said, I got an established clientele where they're more like friends and family. You know, it's not like just a client from nowhere. They're loyal. They've been loyal clients for a very long time.
Speaking of that, do you have any clients that's been rocking with you since the beginning? Like, what's the most loyal client? Do you have?
You know what's crazy? I got shout outs to Manny out in New York.
Shout outs to Manny.
Manny's been with me since I got here to New York, and I started working over there in 23rd and 7th. Sometimes I'll drive out to New York.
How many years he's been rocking with you?
Since we're in 24 now, so I would say from 2013.
Damn, that's a minute.
About 10 years. About 10
years. That's it. So that's the longest client, you want to say? Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy.
About 10 years, man.
That's crazy, bro. Amen.
All the other ones I met here in Connecticut, so I only been in Connecticut for about five years now. So
got you. Are there any other barbers that inspire you? For instance, like Pacino's, Barber A-Rod?
You know what? Yeah, I give a lot of shout outs to the guys. They done a lot of things for the game. There's been many shout outs to my guy Lowe's, Signature Lowe's, out in Jersey, Atlantic City, Dream Team Cuts. That's one of the guys that I like to really like. He's also been a mentor to me, and one of the guys that I always follow, and I love his haircuts, man. This guy's on point. From there, there's people that we don't know. that are behind the scenes, OGs that you'll never see at a barber battle. And those are the ones I actually respect more. Because like I said, the barber industry and that aspect is kind of it's
on another level now. Though.
It's been taken to another level. One of the biggest barber shows is in Connecticut, CT Barber Expos. Got barbers that come from all over the world there. And yeah, it's been changed to another level, man. But it's not my type. It's not what I like anymore.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like I said, read the book, man.
Get that book. Name of the book again?
The Barber. The Story
Barber.
of Blanco Perla.
Make sure you cop that book. Get 2-3 copies. Don't be cheap.
Yeah.
Support the movement. Where can they follow you at once again?
Bryan the BarBer Official.
You already know. And they could book you. Where can they book you for, Hector?
The Spot BarbershopCT.com.
You already know what it is, man. It's been an honor once again to have you on the platform.
Really
Thanks so much for coming on the Jmack Experience Podcast. We're getting into his outro. Peace.
Thanks for coming on the Jmack Experience Podcast. Be sure to come on for another episode every single week. Until next time, peace.